The story's name is Love Keeps Alive. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in the heart of a lush, green valley, there lived a boy named Jack. From the moment he was born, it was clear to all who met him that he was special. With his bright blue eyes and infectious smile, he quickly won the hearts of everyone in the village. As he grew, Jack became known for his kindness and compassion. He was always willing to lend a helping hand, whether it was to an elderly neighbor struggling with their groceries or a young child in need of a playmate. His gentle nature and warm heart made him beloved by all who knew him. The villagers often marveled at how Jack seemed to radiate goodness and light, and it was said that simply being in his presence could chase away even the darkest of clouds. He was a true friend to everyone, and there was not a single person in the village who did not hold him in high esteem. Despite his young age, Jack had a great sense of responsibility and he always tried to do the right thing. He had great respect for his elders and was always ready to learn from them, and in turn, he was a role model for the younger children in the village. He was loved by all, young and old alike. As Jack grew older, he began to take on more and more responsibilities in the village. He helped with the harvests, assisted with building projects, and even took on the role of mediator in disputes among the villagers. His wisdom and level-headedness were greatly respected, and many turned to him for guidance and advice. One day, the village was beset by a terrible drought. Crops failed and the wells began to run dry. The villagers were worried and frightened, unsure of how they would survive the coming months. But Jack, ever resourceful and determined, rallied the villagers and together they came up with a plan. They built irrigation systems and dug new wells, and with Jack's leadership, they were able to not only survive the drought but even thrive in spite of it. The village prospered, and the people were forever grateful to Jack for his bravery and quick thinking. They knew that they could always count on him to lead them through even the toughest of times. Years passed, and Jack grew into a fine young man. He was still loved by all in the village, and his reputation as a leader and a friend had spread far beyond the borders of their little valley. One day, a messenger arrived in the village bearing news that a neighboring kingdom was in need of a leader. The king had fallen ill and there was no one to take his place. The messenger had been sent to find someone who was wise, fair, and just, and he had heard tell of a young man in the village who fit that description perfectly. The villagers knew that Jack was the only one who could save the kingdom and they urged him to go. And so, with a heavy heart, Jack set out on his journey, knowing that he would be leaving behind the home and the people he loved. But his reputation preceded him, and the people of the neighboring kingdom were overjoyed to have him as their leader. Jack quickly proved himself to be a wise and just ruler, and the kingdom prospered under his rule. Years went by, and Jack never forgot the village that had been his home. He often returned to visit his friends and family, and each time he did, the village seemed to come alive with the light and warmth of his presence. In the end, Jack's story was one of love and respect. He had been loved by all in his village. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more stories.